So we're going to start today laying flat down on our backs. So if you lay down on your mat, feet flat on the floor, knees up again. You don't need to see me. You should be able to follow my verbal instruction. And then if you can, hands resting on your lower ribs. You can either close your eyes or have your eyes open. It's about whatever feels comfortable for you. And just as we would do if we were seated, bringing your attention to your breath. Starting off by allowing your focus to rest on the natural coming and going of breath. Just allowing the breath to gently enter and leave the body. And with your hands placed on your lower ribs, noticing the gentle rising and falling of the ribs as you breathe. Notice the expansion of the ribs as you inhale and the contraction of the ribs as you exhale. And using your hands on your ribs as some feedback as to how deeply you're breathing. So it might feel nice to start to deepen your breath. So that's an extra expansion on the inhale and maybe feeling a little bit more contraction on the exhale. So you're inhaling deeper and you're exhaling deeper. Using your hands as that feedback mechanism. Go now with your focus on the breath. Still might be really nice to keep breathing deeply, but there's no need to keep your focus there anymore. And still laying down on your back, bring both knees into your belly and give yourself a knee hug. So it might feel nice to rock side to side here. It might feel nice just to stay still. Whatever works for you. And then leaving your right knee bent. So right knee stays in, pulled into your belly, and straighten your left leg out in front of you. So you want to bring both hands on top of your right knee, straightening the left leg out. And if it feels okay, you can place some pressure on your right knee, pulling the knee even further in towards your belly. And then bending the left knee again, bringing it back into your belly, swapping your hands over, putting your hands on your left knee, and then allowing your right leg to come out straight in front of you. And again, if you want to, you can apply some extra pressure there on your left knee, pulling that even further in towards your belly. And then bringing your right knee back in, so you're back in your knee hug position. Bring both hands, so one hand on either knee, and you're going to take the knees then around in a circle. So a nice big circle with your knees. So working into the hip joints here. Easing out, I'm kind of tricky today. And Then the next time you come to the center, taking the knees in the other direction. So keeping the big circles going with both knees, but going the opposite way around. This also gets into the lower belly, those deep abdominals, even into your six-pack muscles. And then coming back to your knee hug and allowing yourself just a couple of breaths here in your knee hug. And with your knees bent into your belly, take your ankles around in a circle. And then take them the other way. And then popping both feet back down on the floor. So lift your right leg up. Bring your right ankle so it rests just on top of your left knee. So left knee is bent. Right ankle is coming over the top of your left knee. Right knee is pointing out towards the side. So that might be enough of a stretch here. That might be getting right into your hip flexor. If you want to increase the stretch, then you can lift the left leg up off the floor. And if you can bring your hands around your left thigh. So that'll help increase the stretch into the right hip. You want to try and keep your head and neck on the floor here if you can. So if you're not able to do that, perhaps consider bringing your foot down to the earth or not bringing your hands around your left thigh. So breathing here, breathing into the stretch. And then popping the left foot back on the floor and swapping sides. So right foot comes to the earth, right knee is bent, left leg lifts, bringing your left ankle over your right knee. And that might be enough of a stretch here for some of you. Or you might want to lift your right leg up. And if you can keep your head and neck on the floor, then bringing your hands around the back of your right knee. Again, breathing into that stretch. This can be quite an intense stretch for the hip flexors. So be kind to yourself. Know where your body is today. And then popping the right foot back down on the floor. And again, bring your knees into your belly. Allow yourself a little knee hug. And from there, rock your way up to seated. And if it's comfortable for you, come and sit cross-legged. And we're just going to start with a few rotations with the head. So nice and gentle, taking the head around in a circle, just easing out the neck. And the next time you bring to your chin to the center at the bottom, taking the head in the other direction. And then the next time chin comes to the center at the bottom, stop for a couple of breaths, feeling the stretch down the back of the neck. And then bring the head back up through the midline. Bring both hands up overhead. Exhale, drop the right hand down behind you. Left hand comes to right knee, turning to look over your right shoulder. Nice twist here. Lifting up through the crown of your head. Keep lengthening through the sides of your body. And then inhaling, bring both hands back up overhead. Exhale, drop your right hand to left knee. Left hand comes down behind and turning to look over your left shoulder. A nice straight spine, lengthening the sides of your body, growing up through the crown of your head. And then inhale, bring both hands up overhead as you come back to center. Exhale, bring your hands to the earth and walk them forward slightly. So be aware of your lower back, just work with what's comfortable for you. Breathing into the stretch. And then walking the hands back up to center and come to all fours. So you want to be planting your hands beneath your shoulders, knees are beneath your hips. We're going to take a few cat stretches. So drop the belly and inhale as you look up. And then arch the back and look down as you exhale. So inhaling up cat, exhaling down cat. Pushing the floor away with your hands and your knees throughout. Tops of the feet firmly connected into the earth. And on your next exhale, coming to a flat back. Tuck your toes underneath and then push into your hands, push into feet, lift tailbone to come to downward dog. When we get there, we're going to walk the dog. So pushing the heels away one at a time, stretching out the backs of the legs. Try and relax your head and neck, shoulder blades down your back. And then on an inhale, walk your feet towards your hands. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Be aware of backs. Clasp your elbows and allow your head and neck to hang. Allow gravity to do some work here. Release elbows. Strengthen through your deep abdominal muscles, and then on an inhale, we're going to wide stretch and come all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands then come down by your sides. Okay, so we're just going to do a couple of gentle movements here in standing. So you're going to inhale, wide stretch, come up onto your toes, hands come up overhead. Exhale, leave hands up overhead, bring toes down to the earth. Heels even. Inhale here, and then exhale, bend towards your right hand side. It doesn't matter if you've gone other right. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, bend towards the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, circle your arms backwards and bring them to horizontal. On an inhale, pull the palms of your hands backwards so you're opening across your chest. And then bring your hands together in front of you. On an inhale, reach away with your fingertips, open between your shoulder blades. And then exhale, twist to the right hand side. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, bring your hands to prayer hands at the heart center. Just shift your feet slightly to a little bit wider than hip width apart. And you're going to turn your hands downwards so your hands make a triangle shape. And then you're going to bring that all the way down your body, bending your knees and bring it to the earth. So in theory, that's an exhale. And then inhale, you're going to come back up, looking up through the triangle shape as you bring that back overhead. And then bring your hands back to prayer. Relax down by your sides. So we're going to do that twice more. So leaving your feet hip width apart this time. You're going to inhale, wide stretch, reach up, come up onto tiptoes. Exhale, bring your heels back to the earth. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, bend to your right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, bring your hands down to horizontal. Inhale, bring your hands back, really open the chest. Exhale, bring the hands all the way in front. Reach away, pulling the shoulder blades apart. Take an inhale here. And then we're going to exhale, turn to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale left. Inhale to center. Exhale, hands come to prayer at the heart center. Taking an inhale here. Exhale, create your downward facing triangle. Bring that all the way down, right the way down. Touch the earth if you can. And then inhaling, bringing that up overhead, looking up between the triangle. And exhaling, hands come back to your heart. Lovely. Last time, relax hands down by your sides. You're going to inhale, wide stretch up, come up onto tiptoes. Exhale, bring your heels back to the earth. Inhale here. Exhale, bend towards your right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, arms come to horizontal. Inhale, pull the arms back, really open across the chest. And then exhale, bring the hands together and pull the fingertips away, opening the shoulder blades. Take an inhale here. Exhale, turn to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, turn to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, hands to prayer hands at the heart center. Take an inhale here. Exhale, take your downward facing triangle all the way down, right the way down. Touch the earth if you can. And then inhale, come all the way back. Triangle comes up overhead. Exhale, hands back to prayer. Nice. So step your feet a little bit wider than they were. So we're a little bit wider than hip width apart now. You're going to inhale, wide stretch, reach up overhead. And then exhale, bend your knees to come down to a squat. So this will feel really different depending on your body. Don't expect to get into the position that I'm in. We're going to take a few breaths here. So just working with where's comfortable for you. Your heels might be lifted, your heels might be up off the earth. And your feet might be either closer together than mine or further apart than mine. Keep lifting up through the crown of the head. This is a really, really good position for tractioning the lower back. And then if you can from here, exhale and see if you can gracefully, not everybody can, sit down on the earth. And then come and lay down on your mat again, flat on your back, feet flat on the earth, knees bent, feet hip width apart. And then you're going to tuck your tailbone as you inhale and lift your vertebrae up off the earth one at a time. And then exhale, very gently lower yourself back down to the mat, one vertebrae at a time. So you're inhaling, tucking tailbone, peeling the vertebrae one at a time up off the mat, keeping the feet firmly planted, knees strong, thighs strong. And then exhaling to very gently lower. So keep going, working time with your own breath. Inhaling to lift and exhaling to very gently lower back out. And then if you want to, the next time you lift, you can lift and hold. Only do that if it feels okay with your back. If you want to stay with lifting and lowering, that's absolutely fine. If you're choosing to lift and hold, then keep the hips pushing up towards the sky. Your chest lifts towards your chin. Your feet are firmly pushing into the earth. Your thighs and your glutes are nice and strong. And then exhale very gently, wherever you are now, start to lower yourself back down to the earth. Nice and slowly. Last thing to connect is the tailbone. And then once you're back on the earth, allow your knees to come in for a little bit of a knee hug. And then bring your feet out in front of you. Legs flat down on the earth now, allowing your ankles to fall out to the sides. Hands down by your sides, palms facing up towards the sky. So you come and rest in Shavasana. Wiggling your fingers and toes. Allowing your head to drop gently from side to side. Being aware of what's around you and allowing yourself a nice fingertip to toe tip stretch, making sure you don't bash into anything. And then very gently find your way to your right hand side to come and rest in the recovery position. And then very gently and mindfully find your way up to a comfortable seat. Bringing hands up overhead in the prana mudra, palms open towards the sky. Bringing your hands together overhead to the crown of your head, to your third eye for wisdom and clarity of thought, to your lips and then your throat for peace and love in all that we say, and to your heart space to love unconditionally. So thank you to you all for sharing Tuesday's virtual practice. Namaste.